guys, it's Bethany, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple frosting with powdered sugar and butter and a couple other ingredients. You can use this frosting to decorate cakes, cupcakes, cookies, or whatever you need. What I'm going to be using it for is a Christmas tree cake because it's the Christmas season and it seems rather appropriate to do that. Here's what you're going to need. Alright, so we're going to start with our 3 cups of powdered sugar and our stick of butter. And what I'm going to be using is a stand-up mixer, but if you only have a handheld mixer, that will work perfectly fine too. Just so long as you are kind of going around with it along the way so that everything gets mixed in properly. Okay, there's 2 cups. Let's do 1 more. Oh, and powdered sugar makes a mess everywhere. So, don't wear your favorite clothes. There, it's about 1 cup. And then we're going to our stick of butter. Good old butter. Can never go wrong. Mine has been sitting out pretty much the entire day, so it's softened. If that's possible for you, let your butter be a little bit softened just because mixing with completely hard butter is really not going to work. But if it's just at room temperature, that's good. And if for some reason that you haven't left your butter out and you need to soften it quickly, you can put it in the microwave. It doesn't work as well, so if it's possible, let your butter sit out for a little while. Okay, so we're going to put our stick of butter in here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just turn this on low to mix, or else you're going to have powdered sugar going everywhere. And so you're just going to turn this on low for a little bit, and then once it starts to get incorporated in there, you're going to let it mix a little bit higher. So I let it mix a little bit, and it doesn't really do much with just the butter, and the powdered sugar is kind of going everywhere. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of milk. In the instructions, I just put a few tablespoons of milk because you have to add it to make it the consistency that you want. So I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of milk and then just let that mix for a little while. So like I said, I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons or so. Whoop. We'll just kind of go with that. This is not a whole tablespoon, so I'm going to have to use a few. And if you add too much milk, you can always add more powdered sugar in. Not the end of the world. So we're going to let that go for a little bit. That looks awesome. So, see, my consistency is pretty good. It's a little bit thinner than I'd like it to be, but it's nice and sweet. And so, we're going to add our vanilla in now. You can kind of go off what you think for this. And one thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to actually double this recipe. So while this is going, I'm going to actually add all the ingredients again. Alright, so I've added 3 more cups of powdered sugar and another stick of butter into this. And what's nice about doing this is as it mixes together, it has the other batch of frosting in there already, so you can really see the consistency it's going to be. And after you mix your frosting, you can put it in the refrigerator just to let it set and harden a little bit because my butter was soft and my milk wasn't super cold. So I'm going to put this towel over the bowl because it's going to go everywhere if I don't, and it's probably going to go everywhere even if I do. So let's just give it a try. So it seems like we're going to need a little bit of vanilla in here. I'm going to come around really quickly. And let's just scrape the sides of the bowl Make sure we got all the powdered sugar off of it. This frosting looks pretty good. Don't you just want to lick it off? I know I do. I think I might. Alright. So we're going to scoop this off. And mine is a pretty good consistency. It's not super thick, however. So, I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla in. And a little bit more powdered sugar just to thicken it up a little. Whoa. Alright, so we're going to let that mix a little bit longer. Okay, that looks really, really yummy. Let's make sure it tastes good. I like it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bowl and put it in the refrigerator just so that the frosting can harden a little bit. And I'm going to go take a little break and put my cake together. Now, I know it might sound complicated, but I am using a box cake mix. Kidding, it's going to be so easy. And I'm going to make this box cakes mix. Alright guys, so while you're waiting for your cake to bake or for it to cool off, there's a few things you can do to save that time. You can wash the dishes, because I know people in your house are going to appreciate that. I know I would. And then the next thing you can do is to put your frosting into piping bags and put that in the refrigerator or the freezer. That way those can set up and get ready to be used whenever you're going to decorate your cake. The third thing, I want to make sure that before you guys do your cake, you spray the pan really well, or that you put flour on the cake, because the underside of the cake is what has all the design on it. So when you flip that cake over, you're going to want to make sure that it comes out really well. And while we're getting our cake out, we're going to want to use like a knife or something, or even maybe a spoon or fork, just to get up under it and make sure it's as releasable as possible. I don't know if that's a word, but we're going to go for it. So just go with that, and then in a few minutes my cake is hopefully going to be cool. It actually might take like an hour, but I won't make you guys wait that long. So when we get back, we're going to decorate the cake, and it should look really pretty, and you can put your personal spin on it. Alright guys, so I've been letting my cake be in the freezer for a little bit just to let it cool off, and I'm going to take a spatula and kind of get underneath the cake a little bit and try to loosen it up. Now my cake is pretty far off the edges, which is a really good thing. So while I'm putting the spatula under, it's already pretty much off of the edges. And so to get this cake, we're going to try to get it out here. I'm going to get a cookie sheet. 1 minute. Alright, so I'm going to get a flat cookie sheet. And the way we're going to do this is I'm going to put this on here, and then I'm going to flip both cake pans over at the same time. Now let's just make sure. Yep, it's definitely going to come out. So, I'm going to put these together. Whoop. Now, whoa. This cookie sheet is actually not going to be wide enough for my Christmas tree, so I'm going to grab a wider one. What do we have? What can we find? Let's see if this guy will work. Well, he's almost there. Alright, here we go. Sweet! It worked so well, and there was only a little bit of the cake left in here, but we're going to cover that up with frosting. So that worked so so well. And I'm going to show you my beautiful cake that came out. It turned out just perfectly, so this is going to be perfect. And we're going to frost it here in just a little bit, so we'll see how this goes. Guys, well, it looks like we finished up with our cake. It looks really pretty, and I hope yours turns out the same. Thanks so much for watching, and next time we will have a video on how to not delete your first tutorial video so that you don't have to do it again. Thanks for watching. Bye!